Hi everyone. I'm live and I'm about to bring in Mary as well. It's the first time I've ever done this. So hopefully thank you for anyone who has joined. I'm so excited that you guys are here. We had so much fun with the last live, so we decided to do it again and answer any lingering questions. There was a little bit of a mishap last time, and we weren't able to send out the links to anybody that had commented course. It didn't save that. I've set up a mini chat this time. So there is a mini chat. If you comment the word course, then you should get a direct link to all the info on our pilot program for the Mad Miles Masterclass. So if you guys are commenting course and you're still not getting it, then definitely let me know. I got notification that Mary had joined, so I'm waiting to see. Hold on. Um, Give me one second, guys. Sorry. Oh, it's saying she's unable to join. We were having this problem last time. I think it might be an Instagram glitch. Um, so I'm inviting her again, and then we'll just talk, I guess, until we can get her on the live. Last time I was eventually able to. So if you guys want to put down any questions that you have, and we should be able to get to all of them. I'm gonna try to not keep Mary too long. She's here. Wow. Oh, here she is.
Hey.
Hey, so now that makes me feel better that it wasn't me. I think it's an Instagram glitch then
Yeah,
because it was
I
like
think you're right
a
because
hundred times.
I was
But I'm
like
in
asking to
gut.
join and it was like, okay, you requested to join. And then it was like, no, you can't join.
Yeah.
It must be an Instagram thing.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm so excited. Looks like we've got some people joining in.
Yeah,
So
hey
very happy to
everybody.
see. I'm always worried nobody's gonna come. So um but I'm trying to like let everybody know that if they comment course, I have set up a mini chat that they should get all of the information. So if they're doing that and they're not getting it, then just to let me know.
Yeah.
So I'm actually gonna pin I'm putting the comment down that lets them know that they can comment course. So, okay. Oh, I
Cool.
thought somebody did it. So let me know if you don't get it. Okay, Tony, let us know. But we were gonna just answer a few questions, like a few lingering questions that people had. I did want to throw in there that Mary's currently on vacation. She's staying at a Hyatt that she booked on points, her whole family, right,
Yes,
Mary?
I am. I'm in the conference room right now. I asked the front desk if there was somewhere that I could go because I'm on the East Coast right now. So it's 8:30 and my kids are going to bed. So, oh, good. Tony got the
Yay!
message. Yay. So, I went to the front desk because I was just going to go outside because there's like a pool and all of that. And I was like, I don't know if it's going to be too loud, but then just asked if they had like a conference room or something. And they were like, yeah, we do. No one's in there. You can go. So I was like, perfect. So yeah,
Yeah.
we are here. And my mother-in-law is with us too. And, we got her room also. So
Mhm.
it's great to be able to utilize points and, treat your family sometimes as well.
Yeah.
So here we are on
I
vacation in Florida. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things we don't talk about enough is how cool it is to be able to help out family and friends with trips and joining you and, just bringing people along because either your budget is extended because you're able to use trips or because you can use points, right? We can't always use points on everything. I mean, some people do. It depends how much you travel. I think me and Mary both travel a lot. So I could definitely, if I only traveled like a normal person, if I did like one big trip a year, I could easily cover it all on points. But I think we talked about last time how we're both visiting about 7 countries this year alone, each of us separately. So, I mean, that's a lot of trips and it's made possible by points, right? Because we've learned how to use them correctly and make it go further and pay for very little of our trip. And one of the things that we want to do in our course is to show you guys how to evaluate when you should be using your points and when you could be using cash, especially for those of you who are going to be like on a slower pace, because we want to do it for everybody, right? We don't want to just be like everybody needs to sign up for a million credit cards right now, whenever, because you do need to be organized and you need to be 100% in on that, because we don't want anybody getting out of control. We want you guys to do what you're comfortable with, and definitely, do what your finances let you do. So sometimes if you have just one or two main credit cards, then you're going to be earning points at a slower pace. And then we can show you where you can use those points to make it go so much further, and then maybe use cash to supplement if that's necessary. But I think for a lot of you, you'll see it'll be crazy how much you can do just with the points alone.
Yeah, and we were also just talking before how like everything can be a points earning opportunity if you know what the right cards are to use. Like we went over to Walt Disney World this afternoon to do a character meal. We're not going to Disney on this trip, but you can still go over to the restaurants and do a character meal and you don't have to pay for a ticket. And you can ride the Disney transportation for free. So we went over, we had a meal at Disney, we rode the ferry, we rode the monorail. So we kind of got a little or the toe into Disney without doing the whole thing. But I was looking online before we left to make sure I used the right credit card for that meal because I wasn't sure if it was going to count as a restaurant or count as travel because it was a meal at a resort.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure
So
you use the right card that for, in my case, got me 4x on the restaurant instead of using the wrong card that you could have only gotten like 1x or something like that. And the X just means the multiplier of how many points you'll get for it. So
mhm.
you always want to make sure you're using the right card, and that's going to be part of our course too.
Yeah, for sure. So let's talk about the course. I don't want to keep Mary too long because it's a little late over there. So one of the things that we highlighted last time, and I want to remind you guys of, is that Mary's on the East Coast. I'm on the West Coast. I'm in Vegas. And I think that that's just going to benefit you guys because we look at things from two different perspectives. There's a lot of deals that you can find from the East Coast, but there's a lot of deals you can find from the West Coast too. So you're going to have two different people that have two different perspectives that frequently do this from where we are in the US. And I do have family in Texas, so I reposition to Central all the time. I've repositioned from Chicago, but I almost never reposition from the East Coast because that's just a little too far for me. But I mean, I think it's great. It's great for you guys, and I think it's great for both of us. We get a different perspective. So but let me just hop into some questions. I know, Mary, I had a few people ask me that they've looked at the questionnaire and they're wondering, like, how did they pay?
Yeah. So one of the reasons that we didn't have that up there yet is because we want to make sure that everybody who signs up for the pilot is going to be like ready to do this. So for example, if you are going to be buying a house soon, it's not really the best time typically to be opening credit cards because it could impact your credit score, which could impact your ability to get a house. And then there's some other factors. So we wanted to collect the questionnaires first before we were asking anybody for any money and make sure that everybody who's signing up for the pilot is in like a really like, clean, kind of straightforward place in terms of their credit scores and stuff like that and their ability to be able to start rewards travel in a smart way without just kind of jumping in and taking people's money. So there are a couple of people who signed up on the pilot questionnaire that we do want to have conversations with just to clarify some of the things that they answered. And the reason that we're doing that is because we feel like it's so important to be smart doing this, and we don't want to get anybody involved in this hobby if they're not ready in terms of where they're at with their finances. So that's a really important part of it. Like we've said before, you have to be able to manage your finances, stay organized, pay your bills on time, not spend money you don't have. Those are kind of all important principles of getting into points and miles and rewards travel. So we want to make sure that everybody's in like the right place to be able to start on the pilot. We don't want to take anybody's money who's not there yet. And for the couple of people who filled out the questionnaire that we feel like maybe it's not the best time for them, we're going to reach out to them to talk to them about their situation and see if maybe like it might be better for them if they started in 6 months or, based on what they said, if they still want to get started, knowing that we wouldn't really recommend that they open any new cards at this moment in time. And that's a really great thing about rewards travel is you don't have to be opening cards all the time, but that is going to be something we're going to talk about in the course because welcome bonuses can be a really lucrative way to earn points and miles. But if you are not someone who is able to earn welcome bonuses right now, there are still a lot of great strategies you can use, which we are going to talk about in the course. So long story short, we don't want to take anybody's money up front until we're sure that they're in the right place to start off with us in the pilot. This is all about being smart. We want you to be smart. We don't want anyone to get in a situation where their finances could be compromised, their credit score could be compromised, or anything like that. So that's why the ability to offer payment will be coming, after the questionnaire has closed. We've reviewed all of the answers, and we make sure that everyone we're inviting to the pilot is in a great place to start off.
Yes, this is, the questionnaire is due Friday. So, or sorry, tomorrow, Sunday. Questionnaire is due tomorrow, Sunday. So if you have any interest at all, fill out the questionnaire. Our intention is not to, we're just getting some information about your intention is to not like get you out of here, and not
No.
help you. But we want a little bit more insight, and some of you we may need to follow up with and ask questions because again, like Mary said, we want to make sure that this is the right thing for you. We don't want to just take your money and then come to find out it's not the right time for you to be starting this journey. So I hope that that's okay with you guys, and just fill out that questionnaire, okay, and then we'll be getting right back in contact with you guys. If you just joined, I know we have a few people, then just comment course below and you'll get a direct link to any information because it gives a complete outline as to everything that's going on in the course as well as pricing, because there are different levels of pricing. But it is an absolute steal. I know I'm biased when I say this, but we are pricing this so low so that we can help you guys, and because we need your help. We need you guys to tell us what the program is missing, what you need more out of us, and we want questions from you guys so that we can tailor the program to help as many people as possible. This is the program that we're going to be releasing to everyone later, but I think this is a great opportunity for both us and you guys, because you guys are going to be able to be there live. You're going to be able to ask questions. You're going to be able to tell us, hey, well, you didn't go into enough detail on this. Can you do that? And if we need to add an extra module, we're going to do that. And that's why when you look at all the information, we have a working module. And that's because we will probably be adding stuff onto that to give you guys more information, and help you guys where it's needed.
Yeah, 100%.
So I think that answers one of the other questions, if they're going to be able to ask questions live. I think I already asked that. We already answered if you're buying a home. In short, if you're buying a home, it's not the best time to be signing up for new credit cards. I think that the program could still be a good fit for you though, because you can learn all of the basics, and you can learn everything, and the pricing is never going to be this low again. So I would still recommend you sign up, but it may not be the best time for you. And if that's your issue, still fill out the questionnaire, but we'd like to have a conversation first to make sure it's the right fit for you right now.
Yeah, and
um Go
my
ahead.
husband and I did just buy a home last year, so we had to navigate how does that work with, rewards travel and your earning points and miles and your credit score and buying a home and how that works. So that's definitely something that we can work with you guys on if you are somebody who's buying a home and you're not sure what to do. I think typically your realtor will basically tell you not to do anything that could hurt your credit score. And of course, we don't want you to do anything like that either.
Mhm.
But having just been through it, we can kind of tell you from our perspective what we did and what worked for us.
Yeah. And that goes for even if you don't join our course. If you've just been approved for a home or you're right about to, don't apply for a new card because your realtor will probably murder you because that does affect
Yes.
things. But talk to your lender first. This is not official advice, but don't sign up for a new credit card unless you talk to your lender first, because obviously that's probably something that is much more important to you than getting points right now.
Totally.
Yeah. So, Mary, like we do have a place in there. Somebody asked that there is a spot that says that you'll have access to future perks and student only discounts. And I did want to point out, because we do have a couple of perks in there, right? We have 30% off of Carpenters Plus, and I believe $30 off first year of Daily Drop Pro. But then there's also a line in there where we wrote access to future perks and student only discounts. What does that mean?
Yeah, so we continuously make partnerships with different, companies that can help you in this. And as Deanna and I establish those partnerships and get discounts and things like that, we're going to be passing them off to you guys. So two of them that we've already, gotten on board. Daily Drop Pro, we're both affiliates with Daily Drop. Basically what that means and what Daily Drop Pro is it's a pretty much a points and miles search engine. So you can search by, I just want to get a deal to go somewhere. You can search by, I want a hotel, I need to find a flight. They also have like a really brief points and miles 101 in there if you like have no idea what any of this stuff is. But we're going to go over that in the course as well. So that's one of the perks you'll get is a discount on that tool to help you when you are going to be redeeming your points and miles to find the best deal. And then Card Pointers is my favorite app for organizing all of my cards and knowing which card to use when and organizing all of my offers and finding the best discounts. Um, I can't say enough about this app. I love this app so much. I have it as a browser extension. I have it on my phone. Basically, the way that it works is you don't have to even connect it to your bank account, but you load all of your credit cards, the ones you have, you just pick them by name. And the app knows, okay, so if you happen to be a holder of this specific card, it knows it gets 4x on restaurants. If you're a holder of this card, it knows it gets 3x on gas. So you could just go into the app and you could say, okay, I'm at Exxon gas station. Which card should I use? And it's going to say, it's going to give you a ranking order of all of your cards and which one is the best to use. And it's also going to tell you if you happen to be working on a welcome bonus, maybe you're going to ignore the 3x from that card because it's going to be a better idea to use your welcome bonus. So it's a really good like strategic app that just kind of adds an extra layer of organization on. And I love this app so much. So I'm really happy to pass the discount along to you guys. But it's going to be stuff like that we're going to pass along to you. And then we're going to be continuously adding modules to the course as new things happen. Points and miles is constantly changing. That's one of the reasons why people always say like you kind of want to like churn and burn, like earn your points and then use them. You don't want to just sit on them and hang on to them because program devaluations happen, meaning your points can be worth less than they were worth just yesterday. Programs can entirely go away. There can be mergers where you can't use your points anymore. So we want to make sure that you know how to use your points strategically and that you are actually using them. And this app is one of my favorite ways to organize that. But we're going to be constantly adding new modules that are about those things. So if there's, a really like interesting thing that ends up happening, that's a way to use your points. Like, for example, in the last year, Hawaiian Airlines and Alaska Airlines merged, and that became a new way that many people can be able to use points. They're dimming the lights in this room. I'm in a conference room. I wonder if I have to open the door if they don't know I'm in here.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
have a light on anyway.
It's okay.
So
Yeah.
yeah, anyway, so that became a really interesting and new way that you could utilize your miles with those airlines because they became partners. So that's an example of a module of like when that stuff happens, we're going to be adding information about that. So you know what it is, how you're supposed to like respond to it, how you can use your miles in a new way that you weren't able to before. And then we're also going to do like special interest kind of like advanced courses as time goes on. So, our pilot people and people who join the course in the future might tell us, I'm really interested in figuring out, how to do Japan, or I really want to go to Greece, or I really want to go to the Maldives, or I really want to do a cruise, or how can I use points and miles for like a vacation home rental instead of a hotel? So those are all individual, like kind of advanced mini modules that we would add over time as people are interested in them, and you would get access to all of those.
Yeah. I think we're both going to be constantly reaching out to anything that we see useful for our students. So, guys, we're going to be adding on any discounts and stuff that will probably make up for especially like the introductory price we're offering now, that will make up for it. And that reminds me about something that I'm super excited about. And I would hope as students, you guys would be really excited about too. And that's the live FAQ we're going to have every month for the intermediate class that graduates. So if you graduate from the intermediate class, then we're going to have a community where you guys can ask questions. We'll also be sharing up-to-date information giving you guys the new news with points and miles. It is always changing, but it's fun. And sometimes there's new stuff and there's new ways to get points. There's new specials out there. So we would love to be able to share that with you guys. We'll have a community where we can do that and we can answer your questions. And then once a month, we're going to have a live FAQ where you guys can ask actual questions and then we'll answer those for you. I mean, if I were a student, I think that that would be great. And that is included if you're a graduate from the intermediate course, and that's not always going to be a thing. At some point, for other students, we are going to be charging monthly for sure. But if you come in with the pilot right now and graduate intermediate, then you are going to have lifetime access to that for free. And that is worth a ton, I think.
Yeah, we're gonna also be taking from our pilot group like what they want. So perhaps somebody is like planning a specific trip they want help with, and that's something that we can do like a mini course, kind of like hot seat on. Like, if a person in particular from the intermediate pilot group is like, oh, my dream is to go to Paris or whatever, then we can take their specific situation and explain how we would do that and
Yeah.
kind of help them plan.
Yeah, I would love to. And somebody says, I'm looking to go to Paris, and maybe they have specific dates or maybe they have a season. They can tell us everything they want, and then we can just work through and show them this is how I would book that. This is how I would find this. This is where I would look for this, and show them how we would do it so that you guys can learn the tools to do it. Now, I know one thing that people probably wonder, because I've seen a few services out there where people can just pay someone, right, to find the points deals for them. And some people may wonder, like, well, why do I need to learn all this stuff if I can just pay somebody to do it for me? But first of all, for our course, you're going to very likely, very, very likely pay less than you would for just like one time of them booking you something. And the other thing is, what I tell people all the time is you need the skills yourself, because nobody is going to hunt for a deal for yourself like you are. Because if you book somebody for a booking service, and I'm not saying it's bad, I've used a booking service before, and I get it, some people just don't have the time, but if you book a booking service, I'm going to look it up, and then the second I find a decent deal, I'm going to tell you about that decent deal. You can't pay me enough to look every day until I find a super killer deal, right? Whereas we're going to show you guys the tools that you can keep on looking, keep on hunting, not only to know how to find the good deals, but know how to evaluate and know when it is a good deal. Do you have anything else to add to that?
Yeah, I think that's the most important part of it is like, when you're looking to book travel, I think even when you're looking to book travel not on points and miles, like you hear all of these things from people that's like, Tuesday is the best day to book a flight. And, don't do it unless you're on a private browser because they're going to track you and they're going to know exactly, like what you did. And then the price is going to go up and then you waited too long and now it costs 10 times what it did before. So even with like cash travel, people worry about those kinds of things, but with points and miles travel, people worry about that too. So we're going to teach you like how to search, how to know when you've found like pretty much the best deal that you're going to find, and when to kind of, put your points forward and say, okay, I'm going to take this deal because I don't think that I'm going to find something that's going to be better than this. It's going to work for exactly what I want. And it's going to be different for every person because everybody's going to have different, you know, things that matter to them. So I might be happy booking a specific redemption that like Deanna would never book because it would be like too challenging for her to have to do with times or with layovers or things like that. So it really is dependent on your personal situation, what's going to be the best redemption for you. And like she said, only you are going to care about that.
Yeah, exactly. Because I could say, oh, I found you a great deal from this city that you're like, I don't want to fly there. I don't want to spend my time there, right? It's different. It is different for every person. And you're the only one who knows where you can be flexible, because sometimes you can tell someone, but then there's other ways you can think of to be flexible, not only where you fly into, where you fly out of, different things like that. So I do think that if you're going to be doing this, it is necessary to learn how to do it on your own. And again, I'm not down talking those services that do it. I think that they are very good and they're very reputable. And I get why people want to do that, but
Yeah.
the fundamentals are good. You need to know how to get the points, number one, which we're going to teach you. And we're going to show you a ton of strategies to multiply the points that you earn. We're teaching it all. We're teaching how to earn more points, and we're teaching you how to stretch them further. And then that also reminds me of another reason why I think me and Mary are a great duo, right? Because she has kids. So there's a lot of things that I don't think about with my followers who do have kids that have different ideas. I remember I saw something once that someone posted about, not being able to travel at certain times because the kids need to sleep at a particular time or the kids would be too tired. And that's not something that I would ever have considered. I would have been like, it's, you fly out, who cares what time it is? I found this killer deal, right? Why not? So and I'm sure there's a ton of other things. I don't know what I don't know. So, we do have the benefit of having different perspectives that I think will only benefit you guys. And it's been a while since I've said this, so if you guys are just tuning in, if you comment course, then our mini chat is going to send you a direct link to the questionnaire so that you can get more information on our course. The questionnaire is due tomorrow, so hopefully we get some more of you guys in. We're super excited to teach you guys everything that we know.
Yeah, and back to what Deanna was saying before about how you could totally hire somebody to book this for you, just to give you guys a general idea of like pricing for that if you've never done it before. I met somebody at the last Points and Miles conference that I went to, and she charged $500 per person to book your flight on Points and Miles. So, for me as a family of four, that's $2,000 that I'm paying somebody just to figure out how to redeem my points. So that's kind of not affordable for us at all.
Yeah.
That kind of kills your whole travel budget right there. So, if you're like us and you want to get into Points and Miles because you're budget conscious, paying somebody to do it for you is not really cost effective.
Yeah, it can definitely add up, especially if you want to take multiple vacations, if you want to be visiting, 7 countries in a normal year like we are. If you're paying somebody each time, but if I get it. I get that not everybody has the time, but we can show you different ways that you guys can save a lot of time, and it just depends on what you're willing to do. Like we were talking about tools here earlier that can make your life a lot easier. And there's a lot of ways though that you need to also maximize earning your points as well. So it's up to you, but for the price that we have this pilot course at, it's going to be less than even hiring somebody even once to do that search for you. So I would highly recommend it, but I'm biased, so it's definitely up to you guys. And if you have any questions, be sure and ask them below. I think we've answered a lot of the questions that you guys had in the last live, but I'm sure there's new people here who have not. And again, just comment course if you guys want to get the mini chat link. That will give you a direct link to all the information on our course. And we are super, super excited about this. Let me see.
Yeah, and if you're
Oh,
ending up watching the replay of this, make sure you comment or send us a DM so that we can get you answers to your questions quickly if you couldn't be here live. Because, like Deanna said, we're only accepting the questionnaire for the pilot group until the end of the day, Sunday, April 13th. So after that, we'll be recording everything live with them, and then we will be releasing the course to the general public after that. But it's going to be a different price, and it's not going to be live with us, so you're not going to have that one-on-one hand holding that some people might really want. So now is the time for you to get in kind of on the ground floor if you really feel like you want coaches and partners kind of walking you through the whole thing. This is your opportunity.
yeah. And then Mary brought up earlier about being at a conference. So I wanted to add that in. Me and Mary actually met at a Points and Miles conference. We were both speakers. So we are very active and involved in the world of points and miles, and we are crazy enough that we're going to conferences and we're learning more so that we can always be teaching. Like it used to be just for us and our content, and now we're going to have our students, so we're going to be more focused on being able to teach you guys all of the tools that we learn, making new modules, adding things on. I mean, even the modules that we have now, I can guarantee you guys, like things are going to add on, even if it's not by the end of this module. Later on, we're going to have new things that we think, hey, why don't we add this in? And we are going to invite you guys as part of the pilot group. Hey, come and attend the live recording, and then you guys can ask any questions, and then but if you can't attend, you guys will have access to those recordings within 24 hours. You'll have access to the entire course that you paid for. And then again, getting the intermediate course is such a steal because you're getting that live FAQ once a month with us, one or both of us. I think both of us will probably be there most of the time. We'll be able to answer any of your questions. So let me ask you something though, Mary, that I think a lot of people are thinking but don't want to ask is why would they pay for a course with us when they can just get a ton of stuff for free, right? I post stuff for free, you post information for free. There's a ton of influencers out there that post good and bad information, but there are a lot of good people out there that post it for free. So why should they be paying for a course?
Well, I think one of the things you touched upon, that there is bad information out there. Like Deanna said, we're both experts in this. We've both been selected to speak at Points and Miles conferences. Our knowledge has been tested time and time again, and we have proven that we have expertise in this. So, and like I said in the beginning, for those of you who were not joining, somebody had asked why they couldn't pay yet. And something that I had said was that we're not accepting money yet because we want to make sure that everybody who fills out the questionnaire is ready, willing, and able to take on the pilot course. They're at a place in their like credit score and financial journey that it makes sense for them, because we want you to be smart about this. So we're not, kind of just pulling in anybody we can, trying to sell you with smoke and mirrors. This is real actionable information that we have presented on at conferences where people have paid a good amount of money to listen to us live. Of course, Deanna and I and many people share information on Instagram, but it can be a little bit challenging, I think, to learn something and really master it if you're just watching reels every so often. I think that, of course, if you want to go slowly and you have, no problem with your learning being a little bit slower and you just want to dabble here and there, then yeah, the free information is definitely out there for you. But if you're really ready to accelerate this, you want to work with two experts who have varying knowledge bases and experiences. I'm a affordable family traveler. Deanna is a luxury couples traveler. So you're going to get a little bit of everything with us, no matter where you're at in your traveler journey. You're going to get that group coaching, and you're going to be with a cohort in the pilot group. So you're going to be working alongside not only us as your coaches, hand holding and helping you throughout the entire thing, but you're also going to have a group that you've joined with who you're going to be able to, bounce ideas off of and chat with. And it's kind of going to be like this group that you move through everything with together. And that's, really, I think, great value to everybody who they might not be planning an exact same trip as somebody else right now, but you might see that somebody planned a trip and then you can ask them about it later. So
Yeah.
I find that this, points and miles world, it's a lot really nice to connect with people and see what they're doing. And this is going to be a great natural way for you to do that. So yeah, I think the main takeaways are, you're going to be working with experts. You're not going to be getting any bad information from us. We want you to be smart. We want you to be strategic. And we want to help accelerate your learning. This is something that you can kind of dabble in on your own for free online, but this is going to be a way for you to get access to two coaches who are going to kind of hold your hand and pull you through everything and make sure that you make the best, most strategic decisions for earning and utilizing your points and miles, so you can continue to travel for way less with your family or your loved ones, or even solo year after year, in a smart way that you can kind of rinse and repeat and keep doing this over and over again.
Yeah, and everything's going to be organized, right? When you just do it on your own, you don't know what you don't know. So you're kind of looking around, and then maybe somebody posts on something that you're following, something that you want to delve into a bit more. And obviously we're both on Instagram, so we love Instagram. It's great to reach people, it's great to teach you guys tips, but it's really not the best way to learn. Learning a topic in a 30-second reel is just not going to happen. We try to get out as much information as we can, but we have to keep it brief. We have to let you read the captions. Yes, you can learn a lot of information from us, but learning it in an organized fashion where you're going to be able to go, okay, I know, let me teach you these basics before you go into these basics, before you go into these basics. And I promise you, we've both been doing this for years, and you guys are going to learn in weeks what it took us years to learn, because we are organizing all of the information that you guys need and putting it in a nice, pretty package. And again, if you're part of the pilot group, you're going to be able to ask questions or let us know if you want to delve into something a bit more. So I think there is definitely a benefit, and especially at the price that we are selling it at for the pilot group. You guys are never going to get it this low again with all of this great information from, if I may say so myself, two great teachers, because I do think that we're both really good at this. And hopefully you guys think that we're good teachers, so that we can help you guys accelerate the travel life that you want to have.
Yeah.
All right, I think I'm going to wrap it up because it's getting a little late for Mary, and I think we've answered all of our questions. So somebody said hi, hey there. So just one last time, I want to let you guys know, just comment course below and you guys will get an automatic mini chat that will tell you all the information about the course. The questionnaire is due by tomorrow, end of day tomorrow. So please comment course below, and then we'll get all that information over to you guys. And do not hesitate to DM me or Mary any questions. We're more than happy to answer all of those. I'm sure we'll be answering a lot of questions until the questionnaires are due tomorrow. Again, payment's not due tomorrow. We want to make sure it's a good fit for you guys first. So don't worry about payment right now. And don't worry about like the questions in the questionnaire. Don't let it make you nervous. We're just making sure it's a good fit. Just fill it out and we'll contact you guys if we need to talk to you about anything more before we do the final sign up. So I'm so happy all you guys joined us. And thank you very much, Mary, for joining us on your
Yeah,
vacation.
of course.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.